Now I've had one of these little ultra quiet Hyundai compressors for about a month now, and it's already failed. Now I don't actually think this is made by Hyundai. I think these are produced under license. All of these ultra quiet air compressors look exactly the same, and it wouldn't surprise me if they all come out of the very same Chinese factory. But I've already had, as I say, the first failure. What actually happened is the motor started producing humming, buzzing sounds, and it refused to spin over, and it got very, very hot. First thing I checked was the starting capacitor. That checked out okay. The next thing was I split the motor in half. The pump and the motor are one unit on these. It's not like the old belt-driven compressors where you had the motor and you had the pump, which was separate. These are all this is like a one-piece unit. You have to split the motor in half, take the pistons out, take the rods out, take the bearings out. Then you get to the motor itself. Now, I used a multimeter just to check the resistance on the windings, on the individual windings, and one of the windings had very low resistance. So when you test these, you would use a multimeter on each of the windings here, and you would test them individually, and the resistance values would have to match or be very, very close. Now, as I say, one of them was very low. It was almost a complete circuit. It had almost no resistance whatsoever. So I started having a little look, and you can actually see, I think this is a manufacturing defect. I'm not an electrical engineer, so some of my terminology will be wrong. But each of the coils, they're separated by these white pieces of plastic, you can see here. And all that does is it stops the coils coming into contact with each other through vibration or through heat or whatever it might be that would allow the wires to touch each other and short out. You can actually see the pieces of plastic which they used as an insulator between the coils. They're too short. So this coil, I've removed all the bindings on it, but originally this was very tightly packed together, and there was string and rope, like you see here, holding these two coils together, and they were touching. So this little piece of plastic here just needed to be a few millimeters longer to avoid this problem. I'm sure there's a lot of these being warranted because of this, because this can't be the only one that has this problem. You can see here the insulation here goes around nicely, and it stops those coils coming into contact with each other. But if you look on the other side here again, we see the same problem. The insulation used between the coils is just not long enough, and these, I can already see these are touching each other. So with a bit of vibration, with a bit of heat, what's going to happen is those are going to short out, and the whole unit's going to be unusable. So yeah, just a quick little heads up for anyone else that's got this problem. I haven't found any information online, so I thought I would make this video if it helps somebody. I don't think it's really economical to repair this. You'd probably have to resolder the wires together. I mean, look, you probably could repair this, but is it worth it? I don't know. These things are so cheap anyway, it's probably just worth sending back.